And then all of a sudden, one day, everybody in the news is talking about 5G. And prior to that day, we weren't really talking about it. And all of a sudden, hey, we got to be the leader in 5G. I'm like, 5G? I'm going to start looking 5G. Okay, 1G, 2G, 3G. 1G is the regular phone back in the days. 2G is whatever. 3G is the iPhone, and then 4G is the latest phone. And then now 5G is going to be changing the game. And most people go to, well, 5G is just a faster phone, right? Because that's what initially we've always seen the G linked to a phone. Oh my gosh, I can download a movie in 3.6 seconds now on Netflix, a 2-hour movie, where before it was 3 minutes or 6 minutes, whatever, right? When you think about 5G, what do you think about of 5G and the capabilities and what it can really do to whoever that has access to it?
That's a good question. So if you go back to 2007, when the iPhone came out,
2007.
the top 5 in market cap were AT&T, General Electric, Microsoft, ExxonMobil, and Shell. Right? The phone comes out in 2007. I had one 3G network. It's not a very good experience. 4G network comes out. By the way, we're the second country in the world to build a 4G network. Now you've got something, right? So when Steve Ballmer laughed at Steve Jobs, said we don't need one of those. When you took the platform, which was the iPhone, and you married it up to the 4G network, which was the pipe for data, and it was a fast enough pipe. Now you can create the apps, services, and business models that in 10 years led to the top 5 in market cap being Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, and Microsoft. Right? So the Chinese see this and like, the platform and the pipe. So the smartphone, this iPhone, which was the first one, then Android. So Apple and Google, right, dominate the mobile platform that the app services and business models of that economy are built on. Now look at the iPhone. It's a hardware, software, tightly integrated, closed-walled system like Steve Jobs liked, and the data was encrypted. Why was the data encrypted? Why did San Bernardino happen? Because Apple's an American company, right? They know you want privacy. They encrypt their phone. So now you've got the platform, and Android also went on to encrypt their platform. So both encrypted, right? So private devices. Take the cloud away from it. Just look at the device itself.
Sure.
It's meant to be a private device.
Right.
Why? It's American product. Fast forward, to 2009, China starts to look at that. Says, okay, we want to dominate the next level, right? Not just the technology. We want the app, services, and business models to be Chinese companies. And so Huawei gets hundreds of billions of dollars to develop 5G and ZTE. But then you have Baidu, Alibaba, and Tencent. So they're behind the Chinese firewall. They're protected. You can't have the fangs going in there. It's just the bats that control the e-economy within China. And then you start, at the same time you're developing 5G, right, the platform, and I'll get to that in a second, but you're also developing Baidu, Alibaba, and Tencent. So now when you walk into, and you're starting to see the emergence of the 5G world in China. So you walk into a restaurant after you've ordered your food, and a camera picks you up, and you say, hey, David, welcome, here's your food, right? So you're starting to get the feel of what a 5G world is. And what is a 5G world? The platform is the network. So this is mobile computing paired with a pipe. 5G is computing and networking combined on the same platform. So this goes away. You walk outside your door and you say Uber. You don't get on your phone and say, I want an Uber. You just say Uber. Camera picks up your face or a microphone picks up you. Come on. That's what 5G is. That's what 5G is. And then the Uber shows up. There's a camera on the car that sees you, knows who you are, don't have to ask you your name. You get in and you go to wherever you want. You get out and you go do whatever you want. So in this world, in the 4G world, this is a platform. It's yours, right? You don't want to be part of that, all of that data. Remember we just talked about how do you influence society? You don't want all that data to be out there about what you're doing. Just don't carry one of these, right? Just opt out. In a 5G world, you cannot opt out. Who owns the data? This, you could conceivably say, you lease the data on here you own. If you're getting Google services, you don't own that data. But in the 5G world, not only can you not opt out because it's built around the city, it's not in your phone anymore. Not only can you not opt out, you don't know who owns the data. Everything that you do can be watched. And for every person by 2022, there's going to be, there's 2 cameras for every person, there's two people for every camera in China by 2022.
They have 1 billion right now.
Right,
Surveillance.
right,
1 billion
right.
cameras in China right
With
now.
artificial intelligence for facial recognition, right? So all of this is getting built right now in China. And who's helping them do it? Microsoft, Google, right? All of these companies that are want to deploy this world into our country. So Baidu, Alibaba, and Tencent, that's where the world goes. It goes from 2007, AT&T, GE, and Microsoft to the FANGs to the BATs, right? Who owns the pipes? Me as a B2 guy, the first thing I look at in the country is where's telecommunications. Got to take that out, number one. But if rather instead of taking it out, you own or control it, so Huawei builds the pipes, then because you're behind the Great Firewall, you've built the app services and business models of the 5G world. And you're, like I said, you're already starting to see that. You know, where your facial recognition is built into your interaction when you go into a restaurant, when you go into a store, when you go into a bank. You know, everything's about, you know, the device is connected. Then as you build the network, then those proliferate. So 4G network, 10,000 devices per square mile. 5G network, 3 million devices per square mile. You're not going to carry 12 smartphones. You may not even carry a smartphone.
10,000 to 3 million?
10,000 to 3 million. That's what 5G does. The connectivity explodes, right? So that allows you to put devices literally everywhere that can make your life more convenient or can track you.
What are you guys doing here? What is it for?
School?
For what though?
Just internet,
For what kind of internet?
e-text?
Does that have anything to do with 5G?
Yes.
So they're installing 5G here at this school? Do you know why they're doing it while all the parents are at home and nobody knows what's going on?
Well, this actually started since December last year,
Mm-hmm.
and this has nothing to do with what's going on or none of that.
Okay,
So-
so it's not being done behind our backs.
No.
Do you know that 5G is going to be very harmful for children and that cancer is going to skyrocket?
Well,
What you're doing is going to harm a lot of children.
I hope not. I mean, I'm just a contractor for them, so
I know. A lot of us parents are very, very concerned though.
yeah.
Maybe something you might want to talk about with your chain of command or something. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Hi guys. Do you work for the NHS?
No.
Who do you work for?
For community fiber.
So what are you laying?
Fiber.
Fibre. What kind of fibre?
Fiber optic, 5G ones.
But you're not supposed to be within 2 meters of each other, and you're supposed to be essential. Is this essential work?
I think so. I don't know. He just sent me to do the job. I just can't.
So I don't understand. It's not essential, and you don't work for the NHS. So why are you doing it? Does it not negate the government's guidelines?
Trying to make a complaint.
Who do I complain to? Who's your boss?
I have a number for the courtesy board, where is the white van and the red barrier. If you want to call.
But do you know what you're doing now? You're laying 5G.
Yeah.
You realise that, don't you? Yeah? So you know that kills people. You know when they turn this on, it's going to kill everyone, and that's why they're building the hospitals. How do you feel? Do you have children? Do you have parents? You're-
Just my mom.
Well, how do you feel that when they turn that switch on, bye bye mama, are you content to continue doing that job? Are they paying you well enough to kill her? You just admitted that you're laying 5G, so that's basically why we're all inside, why you've got free reign of London. No?
Everybody is 5G.
Well, everyone will be dead. So who's going to be paying on the internet, and who's going to be on their PlayStations? We'll all be in hospital with on breathing apparatus. Why do you think they're building 25,000 sort of concentration camps of death in the London Excel right now? It's because of this wire here. I'm not having to go at you guys. I'm just saying, like, honestly, that's exactly what you're doing. It's dangerous. I just wish that, you know, I'm happy that you've told me what you're doing, but ultimately I'm just so, yeah, it's a disgrace. Not for you guys, but that wire is, it's not for everyone. It's not going to be for everyone. You don't know the symptoms of it. It's a kill switch. But anyway, thank you anyway.
Thing to show you how these people are evil. Alright, the new £20 note, yeah? That is a 5G tower. Can you see the hologram? Can you see the rings going around the 5G tower? That is the radiation that it will give off. And lo and behold, above it is the sign for coronavirus. Can you see it? Right in front of everybody's face. Yeah, there you go. Evil. Look at the hologram. Look at the rays going around it. The colors of the thing. That is the radiation off of a 5G tower. And above it is a symbol for coronavirus. There you go. The devil is real.
Hi, this is Kurt Ramirez. Today is September 10th, 2017, and I'm in Long Beach, California. I have here an EMF meter which measures microwave radiation from cell phone towers. As you can see, the level here is 7.8, roughly. And I have a chart here put together by emwatch.com, which shows a 7.8 falls in the light green category, the number 2, and that's pretty safe. Small risk of serious health effects. So 7.8 is pretty safe. Oh, let me point out that according to emwatch.com, anything over 300 is not safe. There's a high risk of serious health effects. And they used studies to put together this chart. The FCC, however, will disagree with this and say everything here is safe. Even over 300 is safe. I'm going to drive the vehicle around the corner to demonstrate something. I'll try to keep the camera on the device, on the instrument. It's a Sunday evening. People are going for a walk. I'm going to turn the corner right here, and I'll try to keep the camera on. As you can see, the numbers are starting to go up. 500. Okay, there's a car behind me. Let me put on my hazard. Let it pass. So right here, it's over 1,000 millivolts per meter. And let me show you why. I'll zoom in. And there's a cell phone tower on top of that restaurant. which is why the levels went up on this EMF meter. My point in doing this video is to show you that microwave radiation is real. You can buy these instruments online. I got this one through Amazon. And this one is what emwatch.com recommends. It's very accurate. And the lowest I've ever seen is a 6.0 millivolts per meter. I saw a 6 at the Irvine Ranch Conservancy several years ago, which is a big piece of open land. And I saw a 6 a couple of years ago in Avalon, way up high at the Succulent Gardens, where there's no cell phone coverage. However, recently they put up a cell phone tower up there, and now the levels are much higher. Research shows that when a cell phone tower goes up in a neighborhood, so do the cancer rates.
Now here we go. The 5G. What's up, 5G guys? They just have a job. They just have a job. They're not going to ask any questions, right? And this is exactly how compartmentalization works on a grand scale. What's up, guys?